Welcome to an introduction to the internet's favorite toy, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an AI chatbot based on the GPT 3.5 architecture, capable of understanding natural language input and generating responses that simulate human conversations. It uses natural language processing and deep learning techniques that can also be fine tuned to specific applications such as customer service, education, healthcare, and entertainment. In this session, we will explore the details of what ChatGPT is, how it works, its potential applications, and how ChatGPT can understand natural language input and generate responses that simulate human conversation. So, firstly, what is ChatGPT? ChatGPT, as I mentioned, is an AI chatbot that's designed to simulate human conversations. The development of this software was motivated by the need for a more advanced and sophisticated chatbot that can engage in a meaningful conversation with humans. ChatGPT is AI powered. That means it can understand natural language and generate responses that are similar to those that a human might respond, and thus makes it a natural language to understand and generate appropriate responses. It can understand and respond to a wide range of topics and can even maintain a coherent conversation on a single topic for an extended period of time. It's based on the GPT 3.5 architecture, in which GPT stands for Generative Pre trained Transformer, which is an advanced deep learning model that has been trained on massive amounts of data to generate natural language. The GPT 3.5 architecture is a modified version of the original GPT 3 architecture. This was released in 2020 by OpenAI. It is an even more powerful version that has been fine tuned to produce even more natural sounding language. So, the question that comes up is, how does ChatGPT even work? ChatGPT works by using a combination of natural language processing and deep learning techniques. So, when you, a user, enters some input, the ChatGPT system first processes the input using NLP, or natural language processing techniques, to extract the meaning of this text. Then it uses the GPT 3.5 model, which is the deep learning model, to generate an appropriate response for you from that input. So let's try and understand what this GPT 3.5 model really is. The GPT 3.5 model is a type of deep learning model, which is actually known as something called as transformer. Transformers are nothing else but neural networks that can process sequences of data, such as words or sentences, and generate output based on those sequences. The GPT 3.5 model has been trained on massive amounts of text and data, such as books, articles, websites, to understand the nuances of natural language and generate an appropriate response. The training process for the GPT model, however, was carried out on a large cluster of computers to enable the model to learn from a vast amount of data. The training process involved something known as optimizing the model's parameter to minimize the error between the predicted output and the actual outputs. This process involved adjusting the weights and biases of the model until it reached a point where it could accurately predict the output for a given input. ChatGPT uses a technique known as fine tuning, which customizes the 3.5 model to work specifically for a chatbot application. Fine tuning involves training the model on a smaller dataset that is specific to the task at hand, in this case, which would be generating responses for a chatbot. The process allows the model to adapt to the nuances of chatbot conversation and produce more accurate responses. The performance, however, of ChatGPT was evaluated based on several metrics, including perplexity. Perplexity is a measure of how well the model can predict the next word in a sequence of words. The lower the perplexity score, the better the model's performance. And the other way of evaluating the performance was absolutely human evaluation. Human evaluation involved humans evaluating the responses that were generated by the model to determine how natural and relevant these responses were. Moving on to the applications of ChatGPT. One of the most unique features of ChatGPT is its ability to generate text that is indistinguishable from that of a human being. the model can actually generate responses that are not only relevant and coherent to the conversation, but also emotionally engaging. This makes ChatGPT suitable for applications that require human like interventions, such as therapy sessions or even personal coaching. But ChatGPT has a wide range of potential applications, including customer service, education, healthcare, and entertainment. Here are examples of how it can be used in the customer service department. ChatGPT can be used to provide an automated customer service response on websites as well as social media platforms. Customers can input their questions or concern, and ChatGPT can generate an appropriate response based on the input that has been provided. When it comes to the education industry, ChatGPT can be used to create interactive education materials such as language tuitions or even history lessons. Students can input their questions or responses, and ChatGPT can provide feedback and guidance. At the same time, teachers and trainers can also create interactive lessons and materials with the help of ChatGPT and all the data that it has. When it comes to the healthcare industry, ChatGPT can also be used to provide personalized healthcare advice and guidance. Patients as well as doctors can input symptoms, and ChatGPT can generate an appropriate response based on the input that has been provided. ChatGPT also has an important role to play in the entertainment industry, where ChatGPT can be used to create interactive games and entertainment experiences. Users can input their choices and actions, and ChatGPT can generate appropriate responses based on the input. Apart from these, ChatGPT has a wide variety of applications in businesses, sales, marketing, and many more. However, despite its many benefits, ChatGPT also has some limitations. As an AI model, ChatGPT has several limitations that can affect the quality and accuracy of its responses. Here are some of them. The first one being biased responses. ChatGPT's responses may reflect the biases that exist in the data that it was trained on. If the training data contains biased or prejudiced information, this model may inadvertently reproduce these biases in its responses. At the same time, there's also a lack of emotional intelligence. While ChatGPT can generate a natural sounding response, it doesn't really have emotional intelligence or the understanding of an human emotion. Therefore, it may not always provide an empathetic or sensitive response. At the same time, there's also a lack of factual knowledge. Because ChatGPT has a vast amount of knowledge, it's not necessary that it might have all the answers because it may not be up to date or complete. Additionally, it may struggle with some specific factual questions that require domain specific knowledge. At the same time, the biggest limitation of all is that it has an inability to understand context and to maintain a coherent conversation. ChatGPT may struggle with understanding the context of a conversation, thus leading to responses that are irrelevant or inappropriate. Because although it may create some natural sounding responses, it may struggle with maintaining a conversation over a long period of time. It's essential to note that these limitations are not unique to just ChatGPT. They are prevalent amongst many language models. Researchers and developers are continuously working to improve these models' performance and reduce these limitations. So, in conclusion, ChatGPT is a language model developed by OpenAI that's capable of generating text based responses on a given input. The model is based on a transformer architecture and is trained using unsupervised learning. ChatGPT has several applications in various industries and can generate responses that are indistinguishable from those of human. However, the model can also have some limitations and may not always understand the nuances of language and context. In the next session, we'll have a discussion about something known as NLP or natural language processing, which forms the base of how ChatGPT works. So I'll see you in the next session. Until then, take care. Bye bye.